Welcome back to our channel. Today we explore the fascinating and bittersweet journey of Greta Thyssen, a Danish beauty queen who rose to fame in Hollywood's golden age. Known for her captivating appearances in the Three Stooges films and her roles in cult classics like Terror is a Man, Greta's career was marked by ambition, resilience, and her undeniable screen presence. But behind the glamour of her Hollywood persona was a woman who faced numerous challenges, from navigating immigration struggles to overcoming industry typecasting. Greta's life didn't end with the silver screen. She later reinvented herself as a talented artist, pursuing a life of creativity and self-expression. From her rise as Miss Denmark to her poignant final years, join us as we uncover the life, career, and sad end of Greta Thyssen, a star whose light may not have shone as brightly as her idols, but left an indelible mark on Hollywood and beyond. Born Edith Mariner on June 30th, 1917, in the vibrant heart of New York City, Susan Hayward's journey to stardom began far from the glamour of Hollywood. Her childhood was modest. Her father worked as a transportation laborer, and her family lived an ordinary life with little indication of the extraordinary heights Susan would one day reach. Susan's grandmother, an actress from Ireland, often shared stories of her life on stage, sparking Susan's imagination and igniting her passion for performance. Susan's grandmother often shared stories of her life on the stage. These tales of applause and adventure planted the first seeds of ambition in Susan's young heart, making the magic of performance feel tangible and achievable. At school, Susan's natural flair for performance began to shine. Through tales of the stage and her performances, Susan's grandmother sparked a passion for drama in young Edith, planting the seeds of ambition that would one day define her life. At school, Susan's natural flair for performance began to shine. She eagerly participated in school plays, captivating classmates and teachers with her dramatic presence. Her ability to step into a role with conviction earned her the title of Most Dramatic from her peers, a nickname that hinted at the brilliance she would later bring to the silver screen. Even then, Susan had a presence that demanded attention, a charisma that couldn't be taught. It was innate. However, her early years were not without their share of hardship. At the age of 16, Susan's life took a devastating turn. She was involved in a catastrophic car accident that left her with a fractured hip and broken legs. The injuries were severe, and doctors delivered grim news: she might never walk again. For a young woman with dreams as vibrant as Susan's, such a prognosis could have been shattering. But instead of succumbing to despair, she chose to fight. Months of being confined to a partial body cast and undergoing a grueling recovery process became a test of her willpower. During this period, Susan demonstrated the resilience that would later define her both on and off the screen. She poured her determination into rehabilitation, refusing to let the accident rob her of her future. Her triumphant return to school a year later was nothing short of miraculous. Walking on her own, despite the limp that remained as a permanent reminder of the ordeal, Susan's resilience became a defining feature of her personality. Where others might have seen the limp as a flaw, Susan turned it into a badge of honor, a visible testament to her ability to overcome life's challenges. When Susan began her Hollywood career years later, her story of overcoming adversity captured the imagination of the media and fans alike. Magazine articles often highlighted her accident, framing it as a testament to her strength and determination. Headlines such as Susan Hayward, the girl who refused to quit, painted her as an indomitable figure, inspiring countless readers. Fans, too, embraced this narrative. Letters poured in from admirers who saw Susan as a beacon of hope. "Your story gives me strength to face my own struggles," one fan wrote in a published letter. "Knowing what you overcame makes me believe I can overcome my own challenges." Susan's ability to connect with audiences on such a personal level was part of what made her a beloved figure, both on and off the screen. The entertainment industry, always in search of compelling backstories, eagerly embraced Susan's tale. Casting directors saw her resilience as a reflection of her work ethic and ability to bring depth to her roles. When Susan walked into a room, you could feel her strength, one director later recalled. She wasn't just beautiful. She had this incredible presence, as though she had already lived through a lifetime of stories. In 1937, with nothing but a dream and unshakable determination, Susan Hayward traveled to Hollywood, hoping to land the role of Scarlett O'Hara in the highly anticipated film Gone with the Wind. The competition was fierce. Hundreds of hopeful actresses lined up, each vying for one of the most coveted roles in cinematic history. While Susan ultimately didn't win the part, her talent and striking presence didn't go unnoticed. Warner Brothers saw her potential and offered her a 6-month contract, paying $50 per week. This first Hollywood contract marked a significant step in Susan's journey, not just professionally, but personally as well. Her talent agent, Max Arno, saw an opportunity to make her stand out even further. He suggested she adopt a stage name, one that would resonate with audiences and look striking on marquees. And so, Edith Mariner became Susan Hayward, a name that would go on to shine in the annals of Hollywood's golden age. Her early days in Hollywood were spent learning the ropes of the industry, often taking small roles in films like Hollywood Hotel and The Amazing Dr. Clitterhouse. These roles might not have been glamorous, but they were essential stepping stones that allowed Susan to gain valuable experience. In interviews, Susan later admitted that those small roles were tough, but she used every moment on set to learn, observing seasoned actors and directors with an eager determination to perfect her craft. On set, she absorbed everything, from how to carry herself in front of the camera to understanding the behind-the-scenes dynamics of filmmaking. On set, she absorbed everything from how to carry herself in front of the camera to understanding the behind-the-scenes dynamics of filmmaking. These early performances hinted at her potential, even if the industry hadn't yet given her a chance to truly prove herself. Susan's first significant breakthrough came in 1938 with the film Girls on Probation, where she starred alongside Ronald Reagan. While the film didn't make waves at the box office, it provided Susan with her first opportunity to demonstrate her ability to carry a role. Her performance was understated yet compelling, showcasing a depth and determination that set her apart from other actresses of her time. For Susan, the experience was less about the film's commercial success and more about proving to Hollywood and to herself that she belonged. The industry began to take notice. Casting directors admired her work ethic and the sincerity she brought to her roles. Susan wasn't just another pretty face. She was an actress willing to put in the effort, constantly honing her craft and seizing every opportunity to grow. Media coverage of her early career often painted her as a determined young woman with an undeniable spark. Fan magazines began to feature her more frequently, describing her as a rising star and applauding her ability to make even minor roles memorable. Fans, too, started to take notice, writing letters to studios asking to see more of the red-haired beauty with the enigmatic name. After her initial contract with Warner Brothers ended, Susan Hayward made a pivotal move that would set the stage for her rise to stardom. Signing with Paramount Studios, she secured a significant pay increase, earning $250 per week, a clear acknowledgement of her growing value in Hollywood. This new chapter brought her opportunities to appear in more prominent projects, sharing the screen with some of the biggest names in the industry. Susan's early work at Paramount included notable films such as Beau Geste and Our Leading Citizen. In Beau Geste, a sweeping adventure drama, she performed alongside Gary Cooper and Ray Milland, while Our Leading Citizen saw her act opposite Bob Burns. These roles allowed her to further refine her craft and establish herself as a dependable talent. The opportunity to work with legends like John Wayne and Ingrid Bergman in subsequent projects also elevated her status, offering her valuable experience and exposure to audiences who were beginning to take notice of her on-screen presence. But it wasn't until 1947 that Susan truly solidified her place in Hollywood. Her breakout role came in Smash Up, The Story of a Woman, a film that showcased her ability to tackle deeply emotional and complex characters. In this gripping drama, Susan played a nightclub singer grappling with the destructive grip of alcoholism. Her portrayal was raw, vulnerable, and heartbreakingly authentic, capturing the pain and struggle of a woman's downward spiral. Audiences were moved to tears by Susan's portrayal of a woman grappling with addiction, with many praising her for bringing such a taboo subject to light with dignity and authenticity. Critics lauded her performance, recognizing Susan's remarkable ability to convey the internal turmoil of her character. Critics lauded her performance, recognizing Susan's remarkable ability to convey the internal turmoil of her character. The New York Times described her work as a masterful blend of grit and sensitivity, while Variety praised her for bringing unparalleled emotional depth to the role. For the first time, Susan wasn't just another actress in a supporting role. She was a leading lady commanding the screen and earning the respect of Hollywood's toughest critics. Her performance in Smash Up earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, a milestone that marked her arrival as a serious talent in the industry. While she didn't win the Oscar that year, the nomination itself was a career-defining moment, cementing her reputation as a rising star capable of carrying complex, emotionally charged roles. Audiences, too, were captivated by her transformation on screen. Fan letters poured in, with many praising her ability to connect with viewers on a deeply personal level. Susan made me feel every ounce of her character's pain and struggle, one admirer wrote. I've never seen anything so real and moving. Her role in Smash Up didn't just entertain, it resonated with audiences, many of whom saw reflections of their own challenges and vulnerabilities in her character's journey. By the 1950s, Susan Hayward had risen to the pinnacle of Hollywood, firmly establishing herself as one of the era's most celebrated actresses. With each new role, she demonstrated an unmatched ability to bring depth, vulnerability, and power to her performances, captivating both audiences and critics alike. Her standout work during this decade began with David and Bathsheba, 1951, a biblical epic that paired her with Gregory Peck. In the role of Bathsheba, Susan portrayed a woman torn between love, power, and redemption, delivering a performance that was both magnetic and emotionally complex. The film was a commercial success and cemented Susan as a leading lady capable of holding her own in large-scale productions. The following year, she reunited with Peck in The Snows of Kilimanjaro, 1952, an adaptation of Ernest Hemingway's poignant short story. As a former love of Peck's character, Susan brought both strength and tenderness to her role, embodying a woman grappling with heartbreak and regret. The chemistry between Susan and Gregory Peck was electric, and her performance added an emotional weight that elevated the film beyond a mere romantic drama. Audiences praised her ability to convey vulnerability without ever losing her poise, solidifying her reputation as an actress of incredible range. However, it was in I'll Cry Tomorrow, 1955, that Susan truly proved her versatility. In this gripping biopic about actress and singer Lillian Roth's struggles with alcoholism, Susan delivered a raw and emotionally charged performance that left audiences stunned. Roth's harrowing journey from stardom to rock bottom required Susan to embody moments of deep despair and vulnerability while maintaining the resilience that eventually brought Roth redemption. Critics hailed Susan's portrayal as one of her finest performances, praising her commitment to capturing Roth's pain and perseverance. Her ability to sing for the role added another layer of authenticity as she lent her own voice to the film's musical numbers. This bold choice highlighted her versatility as a performer and further endeared her to audiences. The film earned Susan a Cannes Award for Best Actress, and many considered her work in I'll Cry Tomorrow to be Oscar-worthy, even though she ultimately did not win that year. By 1958, Susan reached the peak of her career with I Want to Live, a role that would forever define her legacy. In this powerful drama, she portrayed Barbara Graham, a real-life convicted murderer sentenced to death. The film delved into the complexities of Graham's life, exploring themes of injustice, desperation, and redemption. Susan's transformative performance was nothing short of remarkable, as she brought raw emotion and humanity to a character who might otherwise have been dismissed as unredeemable. Critics were unanimous in their praise, describing her work as searing and unforgettable. One review noted Susan Hayward doesn't just play Barbara Graham, she becomes her with all her flaws, fears, and fiery defiance. The role was both emotionally and physically demanding, requiring Susan to portray Graham's defiance, vulnerability, and ultimate acceptance of her fate. Her portrayal resonated deeply with audiences, who were moved by her ability to make Graham a deeply relatable figure. Susan Hayward's illustrious career, filled with accolades and unforgettable performances, was not without its share of challenges and heartbreak. One of the darkest chapters in her life revolves around her involvement in the 1956 film The Conqueror. What seemed like a promising project at the time turned into a tragic tale that continues to haunt Hollywood history. The Conqueror was filmed in Utah near a nuclear testing site, a decision that later became infamous. Unbeknownst to the cast and crew, the location was dangerously close to a U.S. nuclear testing site where atomic bomb detonations had occurred just years earlier. At the time, the long-term effects of radiation exposure were not fully understood, and safety precautions were minimal. Years later, a horrifying pattern began to emerge. A significant number of individuals involved in the production, including actors, crew members, and extras, developed cancer. Of the 220 people who worked on the film, 91 were reportedly diagnosed with cancer, and 46 succumbed to the disease. Among them were Susan's co-stars John Wayne, Agnes Moorehead, and Pedro Armendariz. This alarming statistic led to widespread speculation that the radioactive fallout from the testing site had contaminated the area and exposed the production team to deadly levels of radiation. Susan Hayward herself was diagnosed with brain cancer in the early 1970s, a devastating blow for the actress who had always faced life's adversities with remarkable strength. While no definitive link was ever proven between the film's location and the high cancer rates among its participants, the eerie coincidence earned The Conqueror the grim reputation of being the cursed film. The media seized on the story, with headlines highlighting the tragedy and raising questions about the responsibility of Hollywood studios in safeguarding their cast and crew. For Susan, the fallout was not just physical, but emotional as well. Friends and colleagues later recalled how deeply she mourned the loss of her co-stars, even as she battled her own illness. Fans were heartbroken to learn of Susan's diagnosis. Letters of support poured in from around the world, with admirers expressing their admiration for her strength and courage. "You've been a fighter all your life," one fan wrote. "If anyone can face this with grace and resilience, it's you." While Susan Hayward's on-screen roles showcased her strength, resilience, and grace, her personal life was a testament to the emotional highs and lows that often mirrored the drama of her films. Behind the glamour of Hollywood, Susan's journey was filled with moments of joy, love, heartbreak, and healing. During the World War II, Susan married actor Jess Barker, and together they became one of Hollywood's most talked-about couples. Their marriage brought moments of happiness, particularly with the birth of their twin sons, Gregory and Timothy. To outsiders, they seemed like the picture-perfect family, balancing their careers with parenthood. However, their relationship was far from idyllic. Behind closed doors, tensions and challenges mounted, leading to what would become a very public and painful divorce in 1954. The divorce took an emotional toll on Susan, who was deeply affected by the strain it brought into her personal life. Fans and media outlets followed the story closely, often sympathizing with Susan as she navigated the challenges of single motherhood while maintaining her career. Despite the heartbreak, she remained fiercely devoted to her sons, ensuring that they were shielded as much as possible from the turmoil. Her resilience during this period was admired by many as she continued to deliver powerful performances on screen while privately enduring personal struggles. In 1957, Susan's life took a brighter turn when she married businessman Floyd Eaton Chocolate. Far removed from the demands of Hollywood, Eaton offered Susan a sense of stability and peace that she had long sought. The couple settled on a serene farm in Carrollton, Georgia, where Susan found joy in a quieter, simpler lifestyle. For nearly a decade, their marriage was a source of happiness, filled with love and mutual respect. Life on the farm allowed Susan to step away from the relentless pressures of Hollywood. Friends and family noted how content she seemed during this period, describing her as a woman who had finally found balance and fulfillment. For Susan, this chapter was a chance to embrace a more grounded existence, focusing on her relationship with Eaton and her role as a mother. Tragically, this period of happiness was cut short in 1966, when Eaton passed away suddenly from hepatitis. The loss of her beloved husband devastated Susan, leaving a void that was difficult to fill. Overwhelmed by grief, she withdrew from Hollywood and relocated to Florida, seeking solace in solitude. Susan's retreat from the public eye marked a significant shift in her life. In Florida, she spent time reflecting, healing, and finding strength to navigate a new chapter without the man who had brought her so much happiness. Fans who followed her journey expressed deep sympathy for her loss, writing letters of support and sharing their admiration for her ability to endure life's challenges with dignity. Despite the heartbreak, Susan's love for her family remained a constant source of strength. Her relationship with her twin sons continued to be a cornerstone of her life, offering her a sense of purpose and joy even during her most difficult moments. By the 1960s, Susan Hayward's once meteoric career had begun to slow. Hollywood was evolving with new faces and changing trends taking center stage, and Susan's roles became less frequent. Yet despite the shifting tides of the film industry, Susan continued to approach her work with the same passion and dedication that had defined her career for decades. Her challenges during this period extended far beyond her professional life. In 1973, Susan was diagnosed with brain cancer, a devastating blow for the actress, who had faced numerous hardships throughout her life. However, true to the resilient spirit that had propelled her to the top of Hollywood. Susan refused to let her diagnosis define her. Even as her health declined, she continued to work, appearing in the 1972 film The Revengers, alongside William Holden. The role demonstrated her unwavering commitment to her craft, proving that she was still capable of delivering powerful performances despite her illness. By 1974, Susan's health had visibly deteriorated, but she once again showed the world her strength and grace when she made a rare public appearance at the Academy Awards. Sharing the stage with Charlton Heston to present the Best Actress Award, Susan moved audiences with her poise and determination. Though frail, she carried herself with dignity, her presence a reminder of the brilliance and resilience that had made her a Hollywood icon. The moment was both poignant and bittersweet. Fans watching from home and those in the audience were deeply touched by Susan's bravery. Many took to newspapers and fan clubs to express their admiration, with one viewer writing, "Seeing Susan Hayward at the Oscars reminded us of the fighter she's always been. She stood there with such grace, even as her body betrayed her." The media also praised Susan's appearance, with many noting how it reflected her unyielding spirit. Susan Hayward shows us once again why she is a true star, one columnist wrote. Her courage in the face of illness is as inspiring as the performances that made her a legend. On March 14, 1975, Hollywood mourned the loss of one of its brightest luminaries, as Susan Hayward passed away at her Beverly Hills home following a seizure. She was only 57 years old, her life and career tragically cut short. Despite her untimely passing, Susan's legacy remains vibrant, immortalized through her remarkable performances and the profound impact she left on the entertainment industry. News of her death sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, with fans, colleagues, and media outlets paying heartfelt tributes. Publications like The Hollywood Reporter and Variety described her as a force of nature, while fans flooded newspapers with letters, sharing how her roles had inspired them. Susan Hayward wasn't just an actress, one admirer wrote. She was a woman who gave us hope, showing us what it meant to fight for your dreams. Susan's achievements are a testament to her incredible talent, resilience, and determination. She overcame personal and professional challenges to become one of Hollywood's most respected leading ladies. Among her many accolades, her Academy Award-winning performance in I Wanna Live stands out as a career-defining moment. In this role, Susan delivered a raw, emotionally charged portrayal of Barbara Graham, a convicted murderer facing the death penalty. Her performance was heralded as one of the most powerful in cinematic history, earning her widespread acclaim and solidifying her place among Hollywood's elite. Beyond her accolades, Susan's legacy endures in Hollywood's golden age. Her footprints, immortalized in gold dust at Grauman's Chinese Theater, remain a timeless tribute to her influence. Her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame continues to attract fans from around the world, serving as a beacon for those who still cherish her legacy. Susan's performances in Smash Up, The Story of a Woman and I Want to Live remain her most iconic. These roles showcased her extraordinary range and depth. In Smash Up, she portrayed a singer grappling with alcoholism, bringing a depth and humanity to the role that captivated audiences. Similarly, in I Wanna Live, her portrayal of a flawed yet sympathetic character struck a chord with viewers, making them question the moral complexities of justice and redemption. Audiences were profoundly moved by her ability to embody strength and vulnerability simultaneously. Letters from fans during her lifetime often expressed admiration for her courage and relatability. Susan made us feel seen, a fan once wrote. Her roles were real, honest, and full of life. just like she was. Even after her passing, Susan's legacy continued to inspire. Modern actresses, critics, and fans frequently cite her as a pioneer for women in film, praising her ability to tackle complex characters in an era when many female roles were one-dimensional. Actresses like Meryl Streep and Jessica Chastain have spoken of Susan as a trailblazer who paved the way for women to explore more nuanced and challenging roles. Thank you for joining us as we delved into the life and legacy of Greta Thyssen. From her comedic charm in the Three Stooges films to her bold reinvention as an artist, Greta's story reminds us of the power of resilience and creativity in the face of challenges. Though she may not have achieved the level of fame as icons like Marilyn Monroe or Jane Mansfield, Greta's unique contributions to cinema and art continue to inspire. Her journey is a testament to the idea that success isn't always measured by the brightest spotlight, but by the lives touched along the way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible stories from Hollywood's golden age. Let us know in the comments which of Greta's performances you loved most. See you in the next video.